So I'm here with Scott Lee, the man behind the redesign of Sam Fisher. So he looks like such a happy guy for somebody with such a dramatic task. And now everybody's wondering if you have bodies in your basement. Because when you give a smile like that.
Yeah.
But you had a big challenge ahead of you. Take a character everybody knows well, everybody has strong opinions of, give them something new but still be recognizable. So where did that begin?
Big question, but
Yeah.
absolutely true. I mean, that's a great question. Sam has such big history.
Yeah.
And for video games, he's as big an icon as they get. When we came onto the team, me personally, I was a big fan of the game. Having never worked on Splinter Cell before, it really kind of attracted me to the company. And I had a bit of an advantage because I was a big fan, and as a fan, when you play video games, you go, how would I do this differently? I'd change this and this and this.
So you had your own fan fiction stories in your head,
Absolutely.
and you were
So
like,
coming
I
into
have
it,
pictures. Yeah.
I went, I physically do these things myself. I just started sketching it, and we came up with a couple of suits, and we kind of clamped onto it, and here we are. So, I think it could have been a lot more painful process in regards to that, but just because we kind of came in with so much passion, so much love for the character, he kind of grew out of that organically, and we're super happy with it.
You hit the ground running because you've done the development
Absolutely,
work
absolutely.
as a fan.
Yes, exactly.
Now, when you're doing this for a living, how much of that fan side of you do you put in, and how much of that do you have to turn off? Realize it's business, it's money. There are real decisions that have to be made.
Great questions. Yeah, I mean, we're all, when we work in video games, we're giant fans of games, right? Mm-hmm. So you can't help but be kind of influenced by all these great things that come out. But yes, I mean, this is something that we're kind of making so that a lot of people like, right? It can't be just your personal pet project,
right.
Although obviously we put a lot of our own personal likes into it. There's also the complication of history. That's always a tough thing. I mean, we have a huge hardcore fan base when it comes to Splinter Cell, and honestly, it is our goal to please these guys. Also introduce a bunch of brand new players to Splinter Cell, and really make them feel like a part of Splinter Cell right off the bat, without feeling alienated, and really, it's a daunting task, right? It's tough to do, but I always felt like, yes, we kind of want to inject a bunch of new things into it. We want Sam to be re-envisioned in a lot of ways, but we want to draw from the history.
Yeah, because Splinter Cell's gone through a real evolution. I mean, it started here and kind of did this, and then it sort of became...
You went down really far.
Well, it narrowed. It didn't go down so much as it narrowed. It became like this one-man, vengeance story, almost like, it almost became more cop drama than big military Tom Clancy, sweeping around the world espionage teams, big guns, but then you got the stealth as well. So I think this is a good jump-on point for new players, like you were saying, but you're working in the dark. Yeah. And that's one thing you noticed immediately. And so I want to sort of talk about that. The challenges of a character that dresses in black and works predominantly in the dark. So you lose color.
Yeah. So, that's a super interesting point. Now, Sam kind of went away in a lot of ways, and that happens a lot when stories are being, kind of re-envisioned. You have different dev teams come on and kind of put their spin on things, and Max, our creative director, loves to say that Sam is back. He's kind of back into the darkness, and in a lot of ways, Splinter Cell invented this kind of crazy, brave, profound, deep contrast type of look. Mm-hmm. And yes, we did bring it back because I think it did get a little whitewashed over the last couple of iterations, and for us, being bold with it was really important. So yes, high contrast is very important for us. Light and shadow is meat and potatoes for Splinter Cell. Mm-hmm. It's actually a gameplay mechanic. It's not just a look for us. When Sam is hidden in shadows, then enemies cannot see him. It's a physical mechanic. Of course, you can't just have that and not be able to see anything. And you probably kind of noticed that with our lighting, it's very complex. All of our lights are dynamic, which means that you can manipulate them. This is Splinter Cell. You can shoot them, you can EMP them, you can turn them off and on. which means that you can kind of change the way things look, and I think they're going to be super excited about it.
And you had to do that with conservation of dialogue, because people want to play a game, they don't want to watch a game. So, you've put in little things like, the eye movements and the body postures, things you couldn't do before because you've changed up how you make the game completely.
Absolutely.
So what went into sort of the movement quality, the acting Eric Johnson did, things like that. What was the emotional palette that you wanted to get into the visuals for Sam?
Huge. I think that's really kind of what adds soul to Splinter Cell Blacklist. I think, in this day and age, lots of games do things like that very well, and the competition is stiff. I'm a huge fan of other companies that do that stuff really well, and for us, that was really a key for us as well. We invested in something that we call performance capture at the studio, and it's a real breakthrough in technology. It's something that very high-end movies use. In a nutshell, basically, what we do is we capture facial acting, body mocap, and voice all in one shot in the same studio in the facilities right here at Ubisoft Toronto. It's a remarkable investment by the company to do something like this, but it really kind of ups the game. In Splinter Cell, we deal with a lot of mature themes, and the story is very serious. And so, when you're trying to convey these things, you can't ever kind of lose, the suspension of disbelief, right? And that means authentic acting. We have a remarkable new group of actors who are involved with the game. Of course, Eric Johnson's our new Sam Fisher, and I guarantee that people are going to absolutely love him. The way he's committed to this character is fantastic. He is Sam, at the core, and he doesn't, voice act for this, if you know what I mean, right? Like he's being him, because he's doing it all at the same time, And you guys are video game fans. You guys know how hard it is to, say, blow things up in a video game. Well, we'll try making somebody look disappointed. I mean, that's a real challenge, and I think our animation team did a remarkable job with it.
Now, this is an expectation. Like, it's become an expectation that games do this, and this is something that's only come about in the last 5 years, 3, it's really concentrated. Has that massive increase in expectation and technology and all this stuff, this learning curve, was that more of a pressure, oh my God, I've got an ulcer, or was that, this is really cool?
You know what? It's definitely really cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? A lot of it has to do with one-upmanship. I mean, with big companies, with big studios, getting to work on something like Splinter Cell, you really want to kind of show your stuff, right? For us in video games right now, driving technology is really important. So yes, we want to keep doing that. Upping the game in regards to graphics quality is all important for us. So we're kind of pushing the boundaries on that stuff, and the competition keeps pushing us too. The demands of the gamers pushes us as well. I mean, we have the most discerning audience in the world when it comes to video games, right? And it makes us better. I buy video games too, and I want them to be great. I'd be really disappointed if they weren't. So I think a lot of that, all that stuff, kind of added up to us, really kind of pushing boundaries with Blacklist.
So you're looking forward to the Blacklist cosplayers?
Yes, I can't wait. We get them from time to time. I can't wait for the Blacklist cosplayers. The op suits are a lot more complicated now. I just want to see Grim. Nobody's done a Grim cosplay yet.
Oh, really?
So I'm excited about it. You're halfway there. Red hair, glasses. Well, she doesn't wear the glasses. She had glasses in one iteration.
Okay, the gauntlet's been thrown down now.
Okay, that's it.
I gotta do a Grim cosplay.
Okay.
It's on.